Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 40 of the First Star Challenge with Everton, our bid to win the Champions League for the club for the very first time. And since last episode, well, first of all, today, two big games against Manchester City, who are third, Chelsea, who are eighth, and very big games indeed, as I said. Now, since last episode, we've had two games, mixed results here. First off, we hosted Arsenal, and this was a really even game, to be honest. Really even game. They shaded possession, we shaded shots on goal. I thought we were really unlucky to lose this. We did go 2-0 down, just moments of madness before and after half-time. Tom Davies absolutely back to his very best. Two wonderful goals to draw us level, and then a late winner for Arsenal. I thought we were really, as I said, really unlucky. Both teams were going for the winner in the end, and maybe we should have got discretion got the better, or got the valor got the better of discretion, or whatever that saying is. Maybe we should have just hung on for a point, but I went for it and it backfired horribly. Then we played Wolves. This was a really good performance. We absolutely smashed them. Look at those match stats. 34 shots on goal, 13 on target. They did not have a highlight. You can see their goalkeeper was one of the best players on the pitch. It was Vlasic and Canete with a nice goal that got the 3 points for us. And a good solid win. But I know the question is, after last episode where we knocked Real Madrid out of the Champions League in the round of 16, you want to know who we got in the quarterfinals? Let's go check out the draw. Remember to record it. Alright, so here we go. It is time for the quarterfinal draw. I don't know who we want. Instantly, RB Leipzig stands out, doesn't it? Porto would be a decent one. I don't know if we want Arsenal. I don't know if we want Chelsea. We don't want Barcelona. We don't really want Liverpool. We don't want Paris. So PSG, Porto, or RB Leipzig. I think that one of those two would be the ones, wouldn't it? So let's see who we get here. We've smacked Real Madrid. We can beat anybody on our day, can't we? All right, it's Barcelona. Do we do the Spanish double? No, that goes to Chelsea. Porto, this is the one we want. Away from home, first leg. Oh, the two that we wanted. So we're going to get an English team or Paris. Oh, it's Paris. It's Paris. We had them in the group. We had them in the final last year. And now we have them in the quarterfinal this year. Can we get revenge? That's annoying, isn't it? Why do we have to play them again? We had them in the group stage. Well, we know all about them. That's one good thing. Can we beat them? We'll find out in a few episodes' time, won't we? Alright, let's get on with this episode. So there we have it, a chance to avenge last year's final and the group stage where we've come second best to them both times. Oh, it's going to be tough, isn't it? It's going to be tough, but we'll give it our best crack and see how we go. Now, you can see the league table. That loss to Arsenal really hurt. The one thing that, in a way did benefit us is that when we beat Wolves, Fulham beat Arsenal that same day. It's good in a way, but the problem is that the threat is coming from behind us, isn't it? Manchester United with a game in hand, 7 points. That could potentially be 4, though they've got to obviously go and win that game. What worries me a little bit is this episode where we have City. Now, granted, if we beat City, we go ahead of them. So, we don't necessarily have to fear them. We did beat them in the Carabao Cup final after all, somewhat fortunately, you might argue. And Chelsea down there in 8th. They're struggling, but they always seem to get the better of us. So, tough games coming up here. But let's have a look at the team we're sending out to face Manchester City. And this is it. I'm kind of going for the Carabao Cup final template here to see. Hopefully it'll work again for us. Pickford, who made a couple of stunning saves once again against Arsenal. So I'm hoping he's back into his finest form and we'll all be happy once again. Dignatar, Felipe and Kenny as a back four. Stark in his anchorman role. We have just Barrios has just been shipped out. He's not literally been shipped out, but he's not playing anymore. He'll be done in the end of this season. Davies and Gomez in midfield. They're developing quite a decent partnership in there. So we'll keep that going. Rafinha and Richarlison now. Bernard's got a small knock. So we're going to go with Richarlison. We do have, as I said, a game against Chelsea we can't overlook. So we'll keep him fresh for that one. He's on the bench if we do need him, though. And Davie Selke goes up top. Calvert-Lewin has his form's dropped off stunningly. I know no one expected that. It's almost like he had a wonder episode and he's reverted back to form now. So Selke goes up top. And there will be a goals of the month at the end of the episode as well for the goals you've missed in between episodes. We can see the way they're lining up. It's as expected. That's how they play. This is how we play when we play good teams. Now, what do we say to this? Is there go with a bit of passion? Where the underdogs, that suits us down to the ground, go out there and cause an upset. We are away from home as well, so we've got to bear that in mind. It's not an easy game. It's one of those where a draw is actually probably a decent result for us. The problem is I'm just worried about Manchester United coming up behind us. My main goal, as always, is a sort of goal one is just qualify for the Champions League again. That's where the money is. If we're qualifying for the Champions League, it means we're going to be in a title race more or less most times. I want to win the title at some point, don't get me wrong. But right now, because we have $500,000 a month of loan repayments, so we just need a good win there by Rafinha. Early for Davies, Selke. What can he do? Can he pick a pass out? He's gone back post for Richarlison. He can't win the header. Gomez is there, and it's broken down a little bit there, but we do still have the ball. The highlight looks as though it's going to continue. That's Rafinha, nods it down for Tom Davies. Oh! What a goal that would have been. Post denies Tom Davies a third goal in quick succession. After his 2 against Arsenal. He didn't play against Wolves, I don't think. I'm pretty sure he didn't. Canete played. So, would have been his 3rd goal in 2 games. Well, a game in 5 minutes, but just wasn't quite to be there. What was I saying? I was babbling on about something. Probably Champions League football, and I just want to make sure that we get that again. Keep the money coming in. My worry too is if we don't get Champions League football, some of these guys that we've brought in that are really good, talented players, they may start to get restless and want to leave, and then we might have to start to rebuild again. Selke's won that ball. Can we get to that first? It's just been knocked into space for Sterling to run onto. One thing we do have now is we do have some pace in defence. Sane's going to score again, isn't he? No, Pickford with the goal. Sane scores against us every time, in case you haven't noticed that. Yeah, we do have a sort of pacey defenders, so we don't necessarily have to fear playing against pacey attackers like we once did. We do have a little bit of a threat back there, especially Tar. Tar's absolutely rapid, 17. He's an absolute beast. And Luis Felipe's no slouch at 14. So, yeah, we don't have to sort of run scared and sit a deep line back just because we're playing against some pace. It wasn't really great, was it? We're going aggressive, not happy. Sometimes I wonder if aggressive is the wrong way to go, but it gets the reaction, which is essentially what we want. Pickford's been our best player, and that's never a good sign, is it, when your goalkeeper's your best player? Alright, come on, boys. Let's... Like I say, I mean, a point here isn't bad, is it? It's really not. In the context of the season. Here's Rafinha. What can he do? It's fallen there for Selke. Selke knocks Gelson off the ball like he's not even there. But that's broken down. And is the highlight... If the highlight continues here, I get nervous, because this becomes a long, old highlight then. Come on, boys. Let's win this back. De Bruyne. Come on, win that. Oh, I'm getting nervous now. There goes the hoof over the top. Ramos is there. Heads it down. It's still with Manchester City, though. They're going to want revenge for the Carabao Cup final two, aren't they? Pickford can't get to that one. And Sane scores again. Honestly, I'm going to buy this guy. Oh, he's offside, Raf. Offside. I want to buy Sane just so he can't play against us. Obviously, he's a wonderful player as well. Is the offside flag going to save us? It doesn't look like it is. It looks like it's been given. We're seeing a replay. I'm assuming that's because the goal's been given. I mean, he doesn't look like he's offside, does he, to be honest? It has indeed been given. All right, come on, boys. From the kickoff, that's really, really frustrating, isn't it? Can we come back at them straight away ourselves, or are we going to go and concede a second here? Tar in for Ramos. He goes over the top. That's a poor pass. What is that? What is that? Let's give it a show some passion here. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit concerned that we've come straight back for a highlight and Manchester City have the ball again. They've gone over the top again. We're easy for Digne. I was going to say we might have to drop the line off, but there was a poor ball. It was a bit of a hack forward because they had no other options, wasn't it? Good touch from Richarlison into space. Can he pick something out here? Early ball for Selke. Selke! Oh! We've done it! We've equalised straight away. 2 goals in the opening 2 minutes of the second half. That's not a bad effort, is it? But you'd hate to be at the bar still having your half-time point, wouldn't you? But most of them will be Manchester City fans anyway. That's a good turn from Richarlison. He's done really well. Drawn in defenders. Selke, what a strike from Davies Selke. He's back to his very best as well. If we have Tom Davies and David Selke finding form again, we could just find ourselves another run in the Champions League here. Chuck Bernard in there, Rafinha as well, if they can recapture some of their best form. We are a really good team when everybody's playing well. I'm really hoping that Selke is going to come back to his best now. He's had a bit of a quiet season, but he's still, what's that? I think that's his 14th goal of the year. He's still knocking them in. He just, I don't know, he doesn't seem to be, I think maybe he's scoring against the lesser teams, or did he score a lot earlier? It just seems to have had a quiet year, but he hasn't really, has he? He's been just quietly chugging along, knocking in goals, and 14 in March is not the worst. It's still, I mean, he's on track for 20 still, isn't he? It's still very much on. Oh, Pickford always makes me nervous when the keepers come out like that. He goes early. Just wasn't quite... That was poor from Pickford, actually, and he's usually better than that. All right, Sterling goes on a bit of a run here. Come on, boys. Cross comes in. Oh, how have we not won that ball, Ramos? There was two of them there, and somehow Gabriel Jesus has ducked in between them and got that goal. How has he done that? We had two, both our defenders were there. That shouldn't have been it. That should have been simple. Look at that. We've got two there, and Ramos has just missed it. He's just missed it. Oh, Ramos. All right, come on, boys. Let's fire back up here. Sane now goes on a run. He's very, very dangerous, isn't he? We'll give it a demand more here when we can. We might need to look at making some changes here, I think. Gomez isn't having his best game, so let's just take him off now for Canete. He can play advanced playmaker, kind of, yeah, 100%. So that's good for that. Anything else we want to do? I don't necessarily think so. Yeah, I mean, Luis Felipe's not having his best game, but we could bring Sander Berg in and drop Stark back into the centre of defence, potentially. Let's give it a get creative here. There's Canete out for Richarlison. Cuts inside again. Can he do something wonderful again? Richarlison! Oh, he's whacked that with all he has, and it's blocked by the keeper. Canete now with the corner. Can we pick out someone in the box? No! Stark! What a save that is. Ederson is keeping Manchester City in this game. Well, in the lead anyway. They'll still be in the game. Another corner. Another chance. It's off for Rafinha. What can he do? Nice ball there out for Canete. Can he pick out a teammate? No. And are we going to get counter-attacked? No, we're not. Let's go attacking now. We're reaching that point of the game, aren't we? Digne, that's not the best header. He had men in here that he could have headed it down to as well. Cross comes in. Oh, Pickford's there. It's an open game once again. We might need to look at doing some defensive work, I think, because when we're playing these good teams, the games are very open, which, I mean, in a way is fine, but I'd rather, if we looked a little better defensively, if I'm honest. Let's give it another get creative. Davies isn't looking his best. All right, we need to go for this now anyway, so what we might do is... the two up top worked against them last time, didn't it? So let's bring Calvert-Lewin on. We'll drop Stark back into defence. And we'll go... The two up top. We'll go the same way we did last time, actually. We'll put Calvert-Lewin as the complete forward. Davies Selke as the pressing forward. And... yeah, see, can we do it again? Come on. Come on, boys. Come on. We'll give it a show some passion, I think. Oh, there's still time here. There's still 2 minutes plus stoppages. God knows how much stoppage time is going to be. All right, here goes Rafinha. What can he do, Rafinha? Can he pick a pass? He can! Oh, it's a good piece of defending from Kyle Walker. They've gone over the top. They're going for us now. Jesus cuts in field. Oh, there's too many men forward. Oh, what a tackle from Kenny. John Joe Kenny saves the day late on. Show some passion, boys. If this goes in, it's game over, isn't it? There's still 4 minutes, but we can't rest good if this goes in. Selke heads clear. Sane picks it up. In for Guerrero. And that's another corner. We need to go very attacking now. 3 minutes of stoppage time to go. Come on, boys. Let's get this clear. Away by Selke. Again, we can't actually get it clear, though, can we? Oh, are we going to lose another game to another top 4 opponent? We really struggle against our opponents in the top 4, don't we? It's a good block there, but it's just ricocheted out. There's still a minute to go. There's still time, but it's going to... We're at the wrong end of the field, aren't we? We're at the wrong end. Rodrigo in for Guerrero again. They're just playing keep ball with us, aren't they? Ball comes in, it's clear, but again, we can't get our foot on the ball. That's a handball, isn't it? It looked like a handball from Digne. Sane, oh, they're just toying with us, and that's a good finish. It's not a 3-1 game, I don't think. Oh, well, maybe it is. They've had quite a few good chances, haven't they? And once again, as I said, we've gone down to a superior opponent. I mean, we won the Carabao Cup. That's maybe the one we would have wanted, isn't it? I don't understand why we were so good against Real Madrid. That one episode was just, I mean, it was the result against City in the finals, a bit of just a freak result, wasn't it? We nicked one late on, and yeah, it was just an even. I mean, this has been an even game too, to be honest. That Real Madrid result just came out of absolutely nowhere. Come on, blow it up now. You don't deserve 4. And there it is. Well, it's difficult to argue when you see that amount of shots on goal. Yeah, I think we were just outplayed there, weren't we? Maybe we were a little bit too open. I maybe should have closed the line. The problem is I couldn't remember exactly how we played against them in the Carabao Cup, so it made it a little bit more difficult. I could have just gone back and watched the episode, I guess, but I didn't, so that's my own fault. Anyway, guys, wait right there. We will be back for Chelsea, and we need 3 points in this game now. Alright, welcome back. It is time to face Chelsea. We're at home. We are the favourites for this game. Our form has dropped off just a little bit. I mean, this is the problem we've had this year. We've lost 9 games now, but look at who we're losing to. The only one there, I'd say, that's a disappointing loss, or one that you can't sort of excuse, is the one to Brighton. We should beat Brighton, whether it's home or away. We've lost to Liverpool twice, Arsenal twice. We've already lost to Chelsea. We've lost to Manchester United, and we've lost to Spurs and City. None of those, in and of itself, are terrible defeats. They're not great. You don't want to lose any game, but they're not the worst. We've only drawn 3 games, so I mean, we're winning games, which is a good thing. That's why we are where we are, but we're losing too many games, and we're losing games to the other teams that are up there challenging with us, the other teams in the top 7. We need to stop that, and we need to at least be drawing these games. So hopefully we'll get that done here. We'll start to get that done here against Chelsea. And this is a team that we are sending out to face them. And it is Pickford in goal. Digne, Tar, Felipe. We'll give him another chance. And Kenny. Stark sits back in the anchorman role. Davies and Foden. We're going to give him a run out in this one. Gomez just didn't quite do it last game. So we'll give Foden a go. Richarlison and Bernard, they go as the wingers, with Selke continuing up top. Now, Manchester United, they are playing at the same time as us. Now, if the worst was to happen, if we were to lose and they were to win, they'd be a point behind us, I think, assuming my maths is right. They'd be a point behind us with a game in hand. So that's obviously not great. What do we want to say to this? Do we want to go for revenge, maybe? We owe Chelsea after what happened. Let's try that. We need to stop losing to these teams around us, don't we? I feel that's the difference. I mean, last year we struggled a little bit, but we were drawing a lot of games, if I remember correctly. We weren't necessarily losing games. I mean, and draws, especially against those around you, are fine because you don't dropping points to them. As it is, we still have a really good record against the rest of the league. It's just that those games are sort of keeping us level pegging. They're sort of making up in a way for the ones that we're losing to the teams that are around us. We need to stop losing these games. So we'll see how we go. I mean, we're almost at a point now where, I mean, we've played a lot of them. I think we might have a game against Spurs to come, and I think we'll probably play Manchester United. We do play Manchester United, actually, I think. And that could be a massive game. I think that's coming up in a couple of episodes' time, actually. That could actually determine our Champions League fate for next season in a way, unless we go on and win it this year, which is unlikely. Now, Palace is taking the lead. That's amazing. Can we go and launch a counter-attack and make this an awesome minute for us? Foden, use your man out wide. He goes early for Bernard. There it is. Back post, back post, back post! Coach Richarlison! No, we haven't seen anything come up here yet. Is it being reviewed by VAR? I don't think there's anybody offside there. It looks like it hasn't been given. I can never tell. VAR is confusing. I feel like we just captured that beautifully. That looks fine to me. You could maybe understand why you check for offside, but that's a goal, isn't it? That is a goal. Very well done. What a goal, what a goal, what a goal. All right. Excellent, excellent stuff. Now we just need to keep our heads here, play sensibly, and keep a clean sheet. We did work on defensive training in between, like getting ready for this game. I feel like we're conceding too many goals to the good teams. There's a cracking ball for Selke. Selke dinks! Oh, dinks! What a goal! Cheeky from Davies Selke, 15th of the year. And that was absolute. I haven't seen a dink goal like that actually come off before in Football Manager. That was absolutely amazing. Early ball from Davies, spotted the run. Horrible defending from Chelsea, you would say. And look at this dink. Oh, I love it, Davies, Selke. Absolutely love that. Fantastic. 2-1. Let's tell them to concentrate. Coming into the break now. And have we finally done enough to win a game against a good team? Finally, it's really, really frustrating, especially the Arsenal game. I feel like we're not. I mean, the last game is against City. You could make an argument we were outplayed there. And it would probably be a very hard argument to overturn. What do we say here? The match ratings aren't great, so we'll just say don't let your performance levels drop. We'll tell players that aren't playing well that they can do better. We'll tell Digne here not to get himself sent off, please and thank you. We'll tell Davie, Selke the same thing. Everybody else there looks okay. We'll tell Stark maybe a little bit more to come from him. We could potentially... We do have Sander Berg on the bench. I'm wondering if we look to bring him in for Stark. Just playing as a deep-line playmaker, just to kind of keep his foot on the ball. Gylfi's coming back to Goodison. Interesting stuff, one way or another there, maybe. Do we just bring Berg on, just put your foot on the ball, deep-line playmaker, and sort of control the game from there for us. There's another early ball forward. Can Selke, he's won the header, but he's kind of up there alone, and Jimenez is there to clean up. Come on, boys, come on. I think we're going to get visited by Ellie the cat. Hi, Ellie. You can no doubt hear that. Foden's nicked that wonderfully. He goes early for Richarlison. Back post for Selke. Back post for Selke! That's 3-0, and that is surely now the game. Only a minute into the second half. This is much, much more like it, Everton. This is the Everton we know and love, isn't it? When we're at our best, we look a good team. Foden nicked that wonderfully. And what a ball for Richarlison. And again, it's a carbon copy of the other goal, isn't it? Wonderful finish by Selke as well. 2 goals for him. And that is what we like to see. What are you doing, Ellie? You going to come and say hello? No, she's being tackled by Gus the cat. I live in just a cat wonderland. It's ridiculous. Alright, we're playing really, really well. Can we... Come on, boys. Let's not go and concede here. Gylfi over to Canete. Back to Gylfi. Gnabry. Morata. Oh, that's a good finish, and that just keeps it interesting, doesn't it? We'll give it a show some passion. That's not what we needed. Just wondering if they've changed formation. The scouts weren't expecting them to play in this formation. That's just a good finish, isn't it? We had someone in front of him. Davies was there. That's just a good finish. They are still playing the same way. Okay, so that's fine. We've nicked that with Davies. Well done. Just keep the ball. There we go. For Kenny. Nice little back heel flick for Foden. Foden's done really, really well there. Richarlison. Oh, it wasn't the pass. It would have looked good if it came off, but it wasn't really on, was it? Stark in for Davies. For Foden. Back for Davies. For Tar. This is fine. Just keep the ball, boys. Keep the ball. I like this. Stark. They are putting pressure on. We do need to find a bit of an out ball here. It's there. It's for Richarlison. Oh, Selke can't quite find it for Foden. Come on, boys. Digne, this is good pressure. We're keeping the ball really, really well. Look at Davies. Look at Davies. Look at Davies. Bernard! Oh, what a goal that would have been. One from Bernard's top draw. But wasn't quite to be there. Wasn't quite to be. I'm wondering, do we maybe encourage? It hasn't quite gone to plan this second half, has it? Stark... United's equalised. That's a bit disappointing. Stark isn't quite at it. What's happened there? It's moved. Where'd it go? There it is. So we'll bring Berg on as a deep-lying playmaker. Just try and control possession a little bit more for us. Foden's looking a little tired. Let's bring Canete on for him, perhaps. Let's wait and see what happens here first. Oh, we worked on defence, boys. Don't go and concede another one. That should be easy for Bernard. It is, but it's not going to... It's not going to be fully cleared. The highlight will continue. Christensen in for... I thought Bernard was going to nick that then. So close. Someone's gone down there. I'm not quite sure what happened. Referee waves play on. Bernard's nicked the pass. Can he find Selke? He's got to find the ball in field. He's gone for Selke early. Selke flicks it on. Brings it down. Oh, good save from Kepa. Good save from Kepa. All right, I want to make a change here. Foden's looking tired. We need fresh legs in there. Canete, we know he can play as an advanced playmaker now, so we'll bring him on. A fourth goal would be absolutely amazing, and it would just about would wrap it up, wouldn't it? Ball comes in, it's headed away. Tom Davies, look at usual winger. He does. Kenny goes back post. Bernard's going to track it down, I think. Is he? Yes, and he keeps the ball as well. It's ricocheted out, and it's gone for Chelsea. Canete wins that. Canete goes himself. Oh! Francesco for Canete. That's one for goals of the month after this game. What a strike. 4-1. Finally, we've beaten a good team in the Premier League. This is back to like Real Madrid, the Real Madrid game, isn't it? We can be good at Goodison. It's a good finish from the edge of the area, isn't it? Not quite. Gave the keeper a chance, but just too powerful, really, wasn't it? Excellent stuff. And that is now the game. There's no one I really want to bring off the bench. We have Crystal Palace coming up in a few days' time here. This is a midweek game. So I want to try and make sure that anybody that's on the bench now will keep them fresh. If players that have already played this much of the game, if they're going to be match fatigued for that game, it's going to happen. Taking them off in the 88th minute isn't going to change that. We will be back, I think, next episode, which will be, I believe, on Sunday. We'll come back. What we'll do is I think we might do a Paris doubleheader. So we'll do sort of just both legs of that. See if it's an excellent win. That's such a relief after that Manchester City debacle. We've responded, look at that, we've responded really well. We scored some good goals. I'm really happy with that. And Crystal Palace have done us a favour. They've drawn Manchester United. That's absolutely massive as well. That gets that gap back out. What's that? That is now 6 points. They have a game in hand, so it could be... Is that 6 points? Yeah. So it could be back to 3. But that's still a gap, isn't it? That's what we needed. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Welcome to the channel, and make sure you ring the bell so you know when I upload new episodes. And like I was saying, on Sunday, we'll come back for the double head-up, Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League quarterfinals. Will we go on, or will Paris once again put us in our place? And then we'll come back then. It'll be Manchester United and Newcastle, and then we'll come back and end the season as well. So it's all looking good, isn't it? It's all looking good. It's going to be exciting on Sunday, guys. Make sure you join me then. I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching, and here are our goals of the month for March. Take care.